Chris Chinnock here at IITSEC 2015 for Display Daily. I'm in the JVC booth talking with Boeing. And we're looking at the CRVS, Constant Resolution. You explain it, Harry.
It's yes, CRVS stands for Constant Resolution Visual System. And we've developed this system over the last few years to be the most efficient and most effective way of creating a full field of view, that is 360-degree field of view for high-performance aircraft simulators. And it's by virtue of being the most efficient way of tiling that large field of view, it becomes the most affordable for a given level of performance. But what we're demonstrating here is actually one facet, one screen of the CRVS. There are normally 6 of these that cover the full field of view. We're just looking at we call it the landscape version, which is also useful for part task trainers that require very high fidelity but more limited field of view. What we're doing here that's unique for the show is for the first time we're demonstrating the CRVS with the JVC 8K E-shift projector powered by a laser phosphor light source. So this is the first time ever. And Boeing and JVC have, of course, been jointly developing this E-shift method, which requires very close coordination between the image generator and the display device to take care of, to properly generate the E-shift images. E-shift, as you know, we create a very high resolution image of actually 32 million pixels and then downsample it into 2 frames that are offset by half a pixel. Now this is what gives us the capability to exceed the Nyquist limit that normally limits how much resolution you can get out of a projector. We can actually display imagery at the pixel frequency. This version that we're showing here today has, from the actual eye point, 2.5 arc minutes of resolution. And that same resolution, the same level of fidelity that you see here is available in the full field of view, 360-degree CRVS.
And what we're looking at here, this night scene is particularly compelling, not only because the black levels are so deep and so rich, but the high fidelity of the resolution of the image. You go up close to this thing, and it's really, really crisp and sharp. And these lights also have some really nice punch to them. There's some good dynamic range in this image.
Yeah, and what you can't see here at the moment is that with the same projector and the same image generator and display surface, we can stimulate actual night vision goggles. We are demonstrating night vision goggles at the show here, but we can't show you at the moment because it's an ITAR controlled technology. But we've fielded full field of view CRVS visual systems on almost all the high performance fighters, F-22, F-15, and they're all equipped with this night vision goggle stimulation capability. So in addition to the visual night scene that you see here, the pilot could put on the goggles and see this fidelity looking under or around the goggles and see the actual image intensified scene through the goggles.
Now I know you've worked very closely to perfect the E-shift algorithms to be able to do this without aliasing and other artifacts. Rod showed me a 2x2 pixel grid the other day to kind of illustrate what's going on, and because the way this E-shift works, it moves from top left to bottom right, so the lines that are on that diagonal are very sharp and clear, but you would expect lines of the opposite diagonal to be a little bit have some problems, and you do see a little bit of problems in that direction. But you've both done some work to kind of fill in that and make those lines look a lot more jaggy-less, if you will.
I think with our anti-aliasing techniques, we've completely eliminated those artifacts in the current version. We don't. You're not seeing that at all here on this display, I don't think.
I only saw one little minor artifact on the. There's some bridge lights in the far horizon. As you get closer, you can see there's a slight step in those. It should be a continuous line, but there's a slight step. But that's the only minor problem I saw.
Okay, well, on the PowerPoint out in the aisle, there's an actual Air Force resolution pattern that's rotated through all aspects, and when it's really hard to detect any variation in the acuity as the lines in the bar pattern rotate all the way through all of the available aspects.
Okay.
So that's demonstrating our current algorithm, which pretty much eliminates that artifact.
I also noticed when you do the rolls here that there's very little motion blurring problems. This is a very clean and crisp image, and especially visible in the daylight scenes. You don't have a lot of smearing on the edges there.
Yes, that's one of the things we're really calling to everyone's attention in this demonstration. We've really done a lot of work to dispel the idea that higher resolution is not necessary or not the best use of visual system assets because of the motion blur that occurs in digital projectors at high rates of motion. So this demonstration is put together with some very high rates of motion to demonstrate that there's almost an imperceptible loss of acuity when you go from a virtually static scene to very high rates of motion that are representative of actual tactical aircraft.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at these rolls, if you focus on a spot, you can actually, it doesn't blur out at all. It's quite amazing.
Right. Yeah, although this at the current moment in time, this 8K E-shift projector with laser light source is still a prototype. Boeing and JVC are working very hard to incorporate the capability for enhanced motion blur reduction into the production model that'll be equivalent of what we're demonstrating here at the show this week.